I'm going to say is, go CGU and welcome to all of you. I'm here to salute you. Good afternoon, and boy is it fun to have you here. We welcome you to Claremont Graduate University for what will be a few more years, 2 to 6, depending on which program you're in. But you know what? It doesn't matter the length of time, because we think we have just invited you into your new home. Now, we're not in loco parentis. It's not that. When I say a new home, I don't want you to take it metaphorically. In fact, the more CGU feels like your home, meaning the more time you spend on campus getting involved and getting to know each other, the more you're going to get out of your next several years. And we promise there'll be an amazing experience. So come. Get dirty, get to know your hand, get to know somebody on the left and somebody on the right. Now, I want to tell you a story from my heart about what graduate education was like for me. Imagine the scene. I'm going to show my age now. You're younger than I am, so let's just pretend you're 21. You like that? And maybe I'm 25. How's that? The year is 1974. And I go to a very large university, and I'm in the middle of my master's degree, and I've never had a conversation with a professor. And one day, I've always been into fitness. I was at the gym at the University of Michigan, and I was trying to run a couple miles around the track. And all of a sudden, this guy came up to me, he was a little bit balding, and he said, "Aren't you in my class? Remind me of your name." And I said, "Yep, I'm in your class. My name is Debbie Freund." So we started running together, and we ended up doing that a couple of times a month. And as we talked more and more, I realized that the class he was teaching was my favorite class. So he said, "You know, I have an idea for you. I want you to meet my friend Bill Neenan." He was the local Jesuit priest on the faculty. He was the only one. So I got to know Father Bill, and he said, "Feldstein says that I should invite you into a new master's degree you're trying." It was a master's in applied economics. It was all about the real world. He said, "We'll pay for it. You just have to take 5 more classes. You've, in fact, had the rest." I didn't know what I was getting into. At the end of that, he said, "You know, you're pretty good at this. How about getting a PhD?" Well, unlike most of you who are here to get a PhD, I had no clue what it was about. But I ended up working with Feldstein, the guy with whom I ran the track, right? I worked with him on his grants, and if you fast forward today, I've had $100 million of them of my own. I couldn't have done it without the mentoring that I got from him. And one of my greatest pleasures will be, while you're learning a little bit more about CGU today, before we have our big bash at 4:30, I'm going to be taping something for him, which is a congratulations on his retirement. He moved from Michigan 25 years ago to UC Irvine, and I wouldn't be here without him today. So if we do our things right, we think we're small on purpose. We're here to mentor you. We're here to serve you, so you can get to know us. And I finally think of my own PhD students as my children, and their PhD students as my academic grandchildren. So welcome to that kind of family. I can't wait until you can tell those kinds of stories back to me, and I can spread it all over the world. At any rate, any success I had as a scholar began in graduate school. I wish I had only had the experience at Michigan that I'm pretty sure you're going to have here. I resolved to work with faculty and other students. I did a lot of group work. I got to know those students, and here we are 37 years later, and they're still my closest friends. We've gone on to do different things. They've become very well-known people, just as you will. And so in that sense, it'll be fun for me to brag about you. I don't want to disparage the classroom when I say to you, go get to know other people and work with them. But graduate school is not only about going to class. It's about the library, it's about thinking, and it's about following your passions. And in this university, we try very hard to open all those gates so that you can find the interconnections between all of the things that interest you. That's what we call transdisciplinary. It's that time. It's all about your passions. And yeah, it's about late nights with the nose in the book. It's about next summer thinking about your first paper. Maybe you can do it on the beach, but maybe you can't. It's about becoming a researcher or teaching assistant for the professor you admire most, your Paul Feldstein of the future. It's about finding your public speaking voice. Try your ideas out on other people. The bottom line is it's not just a degree you're getting. You're getting professional development, and you're nourishing your soul and your intellect all at the same time. Our size and dedication to working across disciplinary boundaries gives you the freedom to follow whatever innovative path you want. But it's important while you're doing that to make a commitment to get involved here, because that's going to lead you to more people who in their own ways will end up being special to you. Above everything else, look left, look right. Get to know everybody in class on your left and on your right. They're going to be your soulmates, and they're going to end up being leaders with you in the future, whether they're in the business world and you're in art, whether they're in political science and they're in psychology, whether somebody's in education or public health. You're going to know them all, and you're all going to be leaders together. So I welcome you to my home of 22 months. I got here 22 months ago. Everybody calls me Debbie. I hope you will too. Stop me on the path when you see me. Say, hey, my name is James, or my name is Jenny. I'm from X. Tell me what you're doing, because I'm intensely interested in you and your future here, just like everybody else at CGU is. So welcome, and another round of applause for our amazing first-year class.